Okay, family, here we go. Next up on the list. Let me see if I can get this high-tech equipment. Always so professional over here. Yes, of course. We need to have Bill Gates windows in here. Okay, so this is, gosh, I could put this, I think I'll put this, I don't know where I will file this, because I could cross-reference it into 3 or 4 different subjects. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to put this in the rituals. All right? It's either rituals or I could tell you, but I have to kill you. I kind of like that. I kind of like that one. We'll see. But wherever playlist you happen to find it in, this is a good one. So you realize everything's ritual. I've mentioned that many times in previous videos on various different subjects, so we won't beat a dead horse there. But everything's a ritual, and I'm going to share with you some examples. I'm going to start out with Yes, I'm going to start out with a quote from Shakespeare, whoever he was. He was a pseudonym writer, Shakespeare character. And he said, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive." So when we first move off of that 0 point, that north, that true north, when we set the sail of our ship even a small fraction of a degree off of the 0 point, by the time we are several days out to sea, we are well off of our target. We are well lost at sea. So, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive, to include not just the ones who are practicing to deceive us, but more importantly, we who allow the deception to be practiced and to engage in it with our own rituals. Now, here we go. I'm going to make reference to the Corona Game series, which I did 4 years ago and half of it got erased anyway. At least half. I don't know what's out there anymore. I haven't looked. So here's a ritual. Stand on the X. Go in this door only and out that door only. Line up in this way. Take this hand gel. Wear this face mask. Complying with that. Just got to say, it's a ritual. You're lending your magic to an unholy ritual, an unholy agenda, a lie, a deception, a false light. Of course, I'm referring to the so-called coronavirus, or certificate of vaccination ID is the name of the agenda, but first they tell you they're coming for your corona. That's one example. Oh, here's another one. This one's older. It's older than that. I'm trying to think what year this was. On Caesar's calendar of fake time, this was the year 322 AD, after death, or 322 on Pope Gregory's calendar, the year, at the Council of Nicaea, where a group of folks with a very clear clearly they had an ulterior motive and a hidden agenda when they wrote this book that they call the Bible. Now, I'm going to ask you to just suspend, don't get all pissed off because you're a Christian and just want to shut this off, right? Look, I read that book, yo. I read it. I read it when I was 3. And I continued to read it all my life until like I was in my 40s or something. I don't know, late 30s. And I'm not trying to like get nobody's feathers ruffled or nothing like that. I'm just saying if it is the one and only true word of the God, the monotheistic religion, the one God, not plural, many gods, I got to apply that 3, 4, 5-year-old logic and say, Mommy, who's us? When it says here in Genesis chapter 6, let us create man in our image. Who's us and our in a monotheistic religion? Now, that's Genesis. Let's go all the way to the back book, the last book, called Revelations. In Spanish, it's called Apocalypsis, which comes from the Greek word apocalypse, which, remember, means unveiling in a time of great deception. So, now, please forgive me, family, it's been more than 50 years since I remember reading this, but I believe, I could have the chapter and verse slightly off, so I'm going to put that disclaimer out there now. But I believe it was chapter 13, verse 16 through 17, maybe, of Revelations that said, and no, I mean, caveat this before I spit this out, because I'm going to quote this exactly as I read it. It's not paraphrased. But I'm going to caveat and let you know that if you are one of these folks who follows the Bible, that it's been revised and edited so many fucking times, like it's absolutely insane. But the version that I read was either pre-King James or King James version, which I think those are out of print by now, but well, I don't know. Anyhow, it said, I'm a quote, "And no man shall buy, sell, or trade, lest he have the mark of the beast in his right hand or in his forehead." Those were the words. So, what's missing from the ritual to be complete? What's missing for this to manifest? What other portion of the ritual, what other portion of the magic spell is missing? We've got the words. Now we couple it with the belief of the general public that this is the word of God. Or rather, the demigods. But anyway, I digress. That this is the word of God, that no man shall buy, sell, or trade, lest he have the mark of the beast or in his right hand or in his forehead. All right. So that's the words. Then the belief of the people, right? It's supported. This is supported. It's given energy by the belief in the people. The people have the belief that this is the one and only word of God. Like, and then of course you're missing the action, right? You can't just slap a bumper sticker on your car. You can't just throw a fucking meme up on Facebook or Instagram. You have to follow it up with action. If something that you want to see manifested, it has to be your words matched up with your actions. That's a proper ritual. Your words, your beliefs, and your actions aligned, right? Or not aligned. It's either way. It's a ritual. So, we're okay. So we have the words, we have the belief that gives it energy, and now we're just missing the action. So I want to point this out. About 10 years ago, I can't recall, but I want to say it was about 10 years ago. Yeah, around 2014. something like that. I had a debit card in my wallet, and it was a perfectly good debit card. I took the card out and I swiped it whenever I needed to, or I put it into the ATM machine, whenever I needed, right? But what hand do I use when I go to the ATM? When you go to the cash machine, think about it. Ask yourself, what side is the thing, the little, I don't know what you call that, the entry point where you put your card in there? It's on the right. So if it's on the right hand side, chances are, which hand are you going to use? Oh, look out now. How many people go to the ATM on this fucking planet every single day of the year and use their right hand? All right, we're just getting started now. We don't have the mark of the beast just yet. But here comes my ATM card. Oh, my new ATM card that I didn't ask for and I didn't need. And look, it's got this new RFID chip technology in here. And immediately, with my background and kind of, knowledge about this kind of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, I said, no, I do not want your RFID chip. Take this card back and shove it up your... I didn't use those words exactly, but I basically said, I don't want your card. I want my old card to continue to use. I don't want your chip in my card. But as you know, you don't have a choice. You got to use their card with the chip in it because they take your other perfectly good card and turn it off as soon as this one gets issued. So anyway. So I said, well, then I'll just do a counter ritual, perpetually to. No is my favorite word. And if you think you can make me do something that I don't want to do, well, I'm going to show you differently. So when I go to the ATM, the cash machine, or when I'm in the shopping where I'm getting my groceries and using my card, I'm always making a point to use my left hand. And not only do I do that counter ritual for myself and the power that I have, but I also share it with others. Like if I am in the grocery store and I am paying for my groceries and I'm putting my debit card in the machine, I will wait for the lady to be like, I'll catch her at an opportune moment, like where she's least expecting it, so I can just spit it out there and she'll be like, what? Oh, really? Okay, so I'll say something like, oh my gosh, oh shit, maybe I might say shit or something like that. Depends on how well I know her or him. Which hand did I use when I put my card in the machine? Was it my left or my right? And she'll look at me like I'm crazy, and she'll think about it and probably try to recall because it just happened a couple seconds ago. And she'll say, "Oh, you used your left hand." Oh, and then I'll say, "Okay, well that's good because." The Revelations or Apocalypse says, and no man shall buy, sell, or trade lest he have the mark of the beast in his left hand or in his right hand or his forehead. So I like to take my card with my mark of the beast and use my left hand as a counter ritual to say, no, you do not have my permission. And here's a ritual to counter your unholy rituals of enslaving the world through a system of your mark of the beast, your chips and whatever, your Babylonian cursed money system, writ large. So I use my left hand, and then if she's like, "Well, what are you talking about? What's Revelations? What's Apocalypse?" And I'll say, "Oh, you didn't read that book?" And it's funny. I'm in Mexico. I thought this was kind of a Catholic country. It kind of permeates everywhere I see Christianity and the consciousness of Christianity and the Catholic Church and stuff, but you don't actually read the book, huh? Oh, okay, right. Well, that's one part of the book. What other parts of the book you'd like to know about? Let me know. And I'm happy to talk about those with you. But this one here is important for me, so thank you for reminding me that I used my left hand. It's counter ritual. And then I want to make one more. Yeah, please, family, do that. Please do that. Every opportunity you have, if it says to stand on that X, stand just outside of it. If it says to sit here, enter here, exit here, go the complete fucking opposite. And as you do that, have those prayers in your heart and those intentions in your heart and those words on your lips, whether you speak them out loud in a whisper or louder for somebody else to hear, or just speak them to yourself, whatever you choose to do. Develop your own counter rituals. I think I'm going to leave that there for now. There's a few other things I wanted to say, but I'm going to save it for another topic. So, yeah, because it's getting dark. Hey? Oh, family, love you so much, and I hope this has been a blessing to you, and I hope you take this and make it your own. Whatever. Just to take back your power and to manifest the natural timeline and the sacred dreams of your child's heart, your inner child's heart, not some reptilian agenda that's inscribed in the back of a book called the Bible, or in a script of a Hollywood movie, or in a playwright of a television series. Careful. Make sure the rituals that you perform are yours and yours alone. And question everything. Okay, family, that's it. Ciao for now. Bye.